Hello and welcome back to Literally Heinous. We have a very special guest on today. This is a We Are Family Season 1 alumni. He's also a singer and songwriter and musician. Please welcome Nick Cesares.
What's good? Did you just mention We Are Family?
Of course.
Stop.
So, Nick, thank you so much for making time for us. You know, at Literally Heinous headquarters, we love to welcome all sorts of like creatives and, you know, just really individuals, and it just means a lot that you came. I know you're a busy guy.
Oh my gosh, it is my pleasure. I was saying to you before this, like I don't usually do interviews or podcasts, so when I feel like a vibe is right, and you're like my sister, you know this, I had to hop on this for sure.
Okay, well, thank you so much. This has been a long time coming. So Nick and I met at We Are Family, the game show that we were on. Shout out Anthony Anderson.
You really
right
have
here.
that framed. She has that framed, everybody.
Mike Evans, shout out Mike Evans, sent me a framed photo of
one of the good ones.
Yeah, one of the good ones. So he sent me this framed photo. So we met at We Are Family, which was a game show that we were both on that filmed fall 2023 and aired around this time last year.
Can you believe that it's been a year since that thing aired?
It's like I've lived so many lifetimes. A little background on yourself. So you're a Florida boy, famously. I
am a Florida boy. I guess is it notorious at this point, or is it just something that's widely known at this point?
You're just like so Florida, not in like a Florida man like wrestles alligator on meth. Like you're just like, you're a Florida guy, not a Florida man.
There you go. No bath salts in my system.
So you're from Boca, right?
So I originally grew up in the Fort Lauderdale area.
Okay.
And then my parents, the older they got, and once I went off to college, they were like, all right, we want to just settle in Boca. It's a little more chill here.
Yeah.
It's easier for them too. They're both massage therapists, believe it or not.
I forgot about that.
Yes.
Crazy fact. So your parents, and you're Italian, right? Famously.
So it's Chiliano.
Sí. Yes. So isn't your mom, she's a sports massage therapist, or your dad?
So my mother has her own private practice. Thankfully, it's built so much, and I'm so proud of her.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually busier than ever at the young age of... I'm not even going to say it on the pod.
I feel like your mom is young.
She is at heart. I will say that. I love you, Mom.
I feel like your mom is young.
And then, so my dad is a sports massage therapist.
Okay.
So it's pretty widely known. I always like to make it known, you know, he is the sports massage therapist for the Miami Heat.
Wow.
Yes, the specific term is neuromuscular therapy.
Okay.
Through what he's done and how much he inspires me to this day, he has shown me what hard work can do if you really commit to something. He didn't find massage therapy in his life until he was like in his mid-30s.
Oh, really?
Which is kind of crazy to me.
I love stories about people that don't find their careers until later in life.
Literally, you know who I was thinking about too was Pedro Pascal. It's like people forget,
God,
like
obsessed.
He's in his mid-40s, and like he is now bigger than he's ever been because he just stayed the course.
Yeah, well, he was on Game of Thrones for a little bit, but he didn't blow up there.
Yeah, that was like his mini break. To me, what really just set him apart was Mandalorian.
Yeah, I never watched that show, but I did watch him on The Last of Us.
It's one of the he was also on The Last of Us. Good. It was one of the bright spots in Star Wars recently. I am a nerd, by the way.
Yeah, that's a thing that you might not know about Nick when you first look at him, but if you talk to him for about 4 seconds, you're like, okay, this guy's kind of a freak. Nick is famously really nerdy. Like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Star Wars. What am I missing?
Specifically, it's Yu-Gi-Oh, Star Wars, Batman. Right now, it's Invincible.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh.
Some of us get later on here, so we don't know what that is. Okay. I want to go back to your parents really quickly. So you love basketball.
I do.
Is that your favorite professional sport?
It is my favorite professional sport. I think it's kind of just because I grew up around it my entire life. And I'm sure we'll get into a little bit more of my relationship with the NBA, but you know, I always like to say, and I always like to give credit to my dad introducing me to that world. Mm-hmm. And then I believe that sometimes when you're blessed with certain opportunities in life that you're just given from a young age and whatnot, it's what you make of those opportunities. Yeah. So I'm really grateful for the relationship that I've built individually with the NBA too.
Yeah. Does he have any story? I only know, didn't LeBron play for the Heat? That's all I know.
She said, did LeBron? Yes. Famously, he did play for the Miami
Heat. And Lamar Odom?
Lamar Odom did, yes.
Okay. I know that one.
Yes. You want to hear, this is actually a really cool story. So I was with my dad I was visiting home. This was probably spring break 2019, around there. And pretty much we were in the mall, and Lamar Odom just happened to be in the Boca Raton Mall.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Town Center Mall, more specifically. And, my dad went right up to him. He was like, Lamar, L.O., that's what he calls him. And he's like, yo, Vinny, I remember you.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was so crazy. It must have been probably at that point, like 14 years.
Yeah.
Since Lamar had been around the Miami Heat facilities and whatnot. So that was a really cool story, especially with, what he had been through during that time, just to see that he had come out on the other side okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's been through a lot.
A ton.
So did your parents give you massages? Because that would be awesome.
Yes. So it's so amazing when you have 2 massage therapists in your life. I'm constantly getting stretch recommendations. If I'm ever having vocal tension or anything like that, I know even when my dad's visited up here in New York when the Heat play the Knicks or they play the Nets, definitely getting work from my dad. Okay, so it helps tremendously. So you're from Florida, and then you went to college in Boston at Emerson. Berkeley. Yes. I'm sorry. No, one of my exes went to Emerson.
Okay. Fuck Emerson. Okay, so Berkeley College of Music Conservatory?
So it's so funny. I feel bad for the Boston Conservatory kids because it technically is the Boston Conservatory of Berkeley. It should be its own thing still, Boston Conservatory. Yeah. But I went to the Berkeley College of Music. Okay. That side of things.
And what'd you major in?
So I majored in music business.
Okay.
Yep.
What'd you minor in? Singing?
Was that a music theory joke?
Oh, yes, it was.
So with college, it's so funny. Like you get in obviously through your instrument. My instrument was voice.
Yeah.
But I decided I wanted to focus more on music business, something that might be more tangible down the line for me. And one thing I will say is that curriculum did really prepare me a lot. But the experiences I've had firsthand, and I feel like this is anything in life, is school can only prepare you so much, I think, for firsthand experiences that a textbook or maybe a PowerPoint presentation that you've done can really prepare you for. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what was the audition process like for college?
I remember it like it was yesterday. So I had to, especially for Berkeley, it was so relaxed. You think oh my gosh, this is one of the most prestigious music schools ever. Yeah. What the hell's about to happen, right? So I'm like, oh shit, I feel like this energy is going to be really uptight. I get in there and...
Did you have to go to Boston for it?
I did.
Okay.
I went to Boston for it. It was more recommended. So here I am. I get down and I'm so nervous walking into this room. I'm like, oh shit, this is going to be ridiculous. I don't know what's going to happen. And the guys are like, hey man, what's up? And I'm like, oh, so these are the vibes. It's just really chill. And that helped me just get through my audition really easy. I think I sang one theater piece at the time because musical theater was a little bit in my bag. It's a song from Jesus Christ Superstar called Gethsemane.
Okay.
So that was in my bag. And then I did a song by Sam Cooke. Do you know who Sam Cooke is?
No.
Greatest soul singer of all time.
Okay.
Yes. So I did that to contrast, and then I did a little sight reading. But fun fact about me, I actually took a gap year because at the time I was actually getting a lot of mentorship from the pop singer Phil Colins.
No fucking way. I don't know why I'm acting surprised I knew that, but I forgot.
It's a little tidbit. It's definitely part of my lore. And I'm really grateful for what Phil taught me during that time. I had a great relationship with his son as well, which I forever cherish.
Yeah.
But after a year, I was like, you know what? I need to go to college.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget Phil. I remember being in a room with him, and I kind of told him my plans before I broke it to his son and the rest of my bandmates at the time. And I was like, look, I have this opportunity. I have enough money saved up. I think I'm going to go to college. And he was like, no, you better fucking go to college. And when Phil Collins tells you to fucking go to college, you just got to take that advice and run with it.
So what exactly did you do for Phil, and how did you get connected to him?
So myself and his son, we had a rock band at the time. Yes, I used to sing rock, believe it or not, for a little bit.
Emo Nick?
Not emo Nick. It was more think Freddie Mercury Nick.
Okay. Yes. Love.
It was Mick Jagger, Freddie Mercury era for me. And you'll find with me too, I've been through a ton of musical eras the more we talk. But it taught me so much during that time. Phil actually was one of the main factors in me getting better as a songwriter. Yeah. Just sitting down with him and getting a chance to write pop songs, understand the formula of songs. Because the man's got hits.
Yeah, You'll Be in My Heart, greatest song of all time.
Yeah, it's definitely it's on my list. You know, it's probably not my greatest song of all time, but it's up there. That song, I have a story about, like, when I used to sing at weddings a lot.
Okay.
Yo, that's a sad story right there. I hope my mom never listens to this. Do you want to hear that story real quick? I'm going to tell it to you. So this taught me to never get high on a gig again, because my buddy and I decided to pop an edible before the performance.
So you were singing in a wedding band?
At the time,
okay.
Yes. This was during my time in Boston before I moved to New York. And oh my gosh, I think I just couldn't withstand the amount of milligrams. I can't remember what I took, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm on a gig, and oh my gosh, I didn't realize this was supposed to be a very sentimental moment with this song.
Mm-hmm.
I messed up the form. And I know this song
like the back of my hand. And you were singing You'll Be in My Heart?
I was.
Okay.
And I think I went to another verse when it was supposed to go to the bridge, and I was like, oh
no.
So I was like, I will never perform under the influence again.
Okay.
Ever since then.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I guess a good realization.
It was funny in the moment. Like, looking back, it was pretty funny. But, in the moment, I was like,
yeah.
Shut down.
Are you still in touch with Phil Colins or his son?
Honestly, not to get too much into it, unfortunately not. Okay. There were just a couple of things that didn't quite go where I wanted things to go in terms of that relationship. I hope one day that things can be patched up. I still have nothing but love for his son. His name is also Nick.
Okay.
And what we built together during that time.
Have you seen Emily in Paris with his daughter, Lily Collins?
I have. Love that show.
I don't watch that.
Really? You don't watch that show?
No, okay, this is kind of, I don't know how to say this in a non-pretentious way, but I don't like bad writing. Like, I don't like shitty Netflix slop.
I feel that sometimes.
And Emily in Paris is like shitty Netflix slop. I've never even attempted to watch it. Sorry.
It's a great kind of escapism show. I will say that.
Okay, so if you like shitty Netflix slop, I wasn't going to bring this up, but there's a new basketball show on Netflix. Mindy Kaling produces it. It's like Kate Hudson takes over.
Yo, I've heard like the most mixed things about that show, being like, this show sucks from this show really just gets it right.
Yeah.
So what's it called?
It's called Running Point.
Running Point. Yo, that name is cheesy.
It's so I put it on yesterday just because I like needed to have something on in the background, and it's a good cast. And just anything that some of the Netflix original shows, I watch them and I'm like, why don't I fucking write a show? Because this is terrible.
Why don't you write a show? It's definitely in you.
I don't know if it is. It is a lot like.
We're not even in our primes yet, though. So you'll get there.
I'm gathering data right now.
She's gathering data. It's like I said, we're not even close to being in our primes.
No, not at all. Okay, so you went to Berkeley. Oh my god, I don't know why I keep doing that.
Yo, is the presence of my ex, like, is there energy still lingering with me? That's crazy.
Did you like your experience going to a musical school?
I did.
Was it like High School Musical?
It was. There were aspects, yes. As you can see, the trauma is flashing before my eyes a little bit. But
have you seen Whiplash?
I have seen Whiplash.
Was it like that?
No, it wasn't that intense. Do I know fellow friends of mine and peers that did practice that hard? Yes.
Yeah.
And I am definitely among those.
Okay.
Especially during that time. See, when you go to a music school, the experience is either sink or swim.
Yeah.
You could come out of that school having done nothing or having not applied yourself. There were so many different showcase opportunities, different performance classes to get yourself immersed into, that it was like, it's almost impossible to fail when you do that.
Yeah.
And I made it a point to not only do things on the outside, which I was grateful for a lot of the opportunities that I got. Like, I got to perform on Good Morning Emerson and different programs, like Simmons College. I did a whole fashion show with them, which is really, really fun. Like, I sang at the fashion show. Kind of gave me like mini Victoria's Secret fashion show vibes, like meets American Pie.
You're like Taylor Swift at the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
I'm trying to think, like, there was like a baller year when, like, I think they had Bruno Mars and The Weeknd perform. I literally felt like that. It was pretty dope. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, it was definitely a mix of, like, it's what you make of it, and how you come out of it. I know a lot of people, unfortunately, And it might be, you know, like more power to them. They came out of that experience never wanting to do music again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's hard. So I want to like go back to your childhood and like when you started singing.
All right, therapy, let's go.
So I'm curious, like, when did you start singing and when did you know that you wanted to pursue it professionally?
So for me, this is like one of my favorite stories to tell because it's so random.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I'm gonna get serious real quick.
Okay.
So it was my Aunt Laura's, she's my TT. It was my TT's Christmas party. I was 4 years old, and it was almost like meant to be in a way because the microphone was just vacant. The DJ was not touching that microphone. And I picked up the microphone just while Jingle Bells was playing. And I just started singing to the track and I was getting everybody involved, almost call and response style. And I guess that just made my parents go, oh, shit. Mm-hmm. I guess he's onto something here.
Yeah.
And from there, they put me in community theater. I was still playing basketball because, you know, I'll actually tell the story. So shout out to my Birdland Jazz Club friends. So we were all in a section. So this is at another wine night. We throw a wine night sometimes. And
was this recently?
This was recent.
Okay.
So we were all talking about the things that we wanted to do if we weren't musicians.
Yeah.
So my friend Lucas Belcher, an amazing singer, he goes, "Oh, I wanted to be an F1 racer." And then I went and I was like, oh, well, I wanted to be a point guard in the NBA. Mm-hmm. And then my buddy Adrian Galante, incredible musician. Oh my gosh. He just goes, oh, I wanted to be a real estate agent. And we were all just like, well, that's still tangible and you could still go get your license in that. Yeah, the NBA kind of, that ship kind of sailed for me.
Yeah.
Thank you for agreeing with me on that.
Yeah.
See, Lily keeps it real on this podcast. So what was it?
I mean, of course. You have to be like, if you're going to be a professional sports player, you have to be born with it. You do. So, and I think that's what I was kind of born with singing. So it was more so like my mother at the time, she wanted me to go into international law. Yeah. And I would rather kill myself than go to law school.
Yeah, no, like I would definitely have become like a Better Call Saul type lawyer. Like, let's be real.
First of all, I couldn't even get into law school. So there's that. I would never get into law school. I'm too dumb for it. And let alone graduate. Let alone get a job and not be disbarred the second that I walk in.
Oh no, I'd be like, Your Honor, my client was simply in goblin mode. It's okay.
Like I could never be a lawyer. I never even entertained that idea. I feel like everyone had a law school phase, not me.
Yeah, no,
not me.
I think it was one of those things that was kind of forced upon me because I think your parents mean very well, but I'll never forget. But I was a freshman in high school. I think I was 15 at the time. And I looked my mom in the eye and I was like, I'm going to go to Berklee College of Music. Yeah. I think I'm going to be a musician with my life. And she was like, okay. Yeah, honey. Meanwhile, my dad was like, oh, hell yeah, Nick. That's great. Yeah, you're going to be a great musician, my man. Yeah. So it was definitely interesting growing up in that kind of setting, but never stopped doing theater. But it wasn't until high school that I really started to make the shift. And I was like, I want to sing pop music.
Okay. So your mom was a little trepidatious about you pursuing music full time?
For a little bit. Okay. And now she's like,
but now she gets
Now she's my biggest fan. It's kind of crazy.
I think it's very healthy for parents to have like an appropriate level of like, concern, I guess, with what their kids do. Okay. And then I want to talk about theater. So I kind of didn't know that you were like a theater guy. So
that's where I started.
What shows were you in and what roles did you have?
So it was mainly like a high school kind of thing. So
that's the best version of theater. If I could join a high school play right now, 100%.
I don't know if you want to do that, but
that would be like 12 kinds of illegal.
Yes. Well, yes, that one and two. Yeah. Just going back there. I mean, it's like, I feel like a lot of people, they say like, oh, like, what decade would you want to go back to? And a lot of adults say like, I would rather go back to my 30s. That's when they say they have their peaks and everything like that. Some people say their 20s because they had a lot of fun. Nobody says going back to being a teenager.
Okay. Let the record reflect. I never said I wanted to go back to high school. I'm not one of those high school peaked people. I would like to be in a high school production. High school theater was some of the most fun that I ever had. I'll say it. I'm not sitting here like, take me back to high school.
See, and here's the thing. Like, I was misunderstood a lot in high school. Maybe that's why. Because my mother always had me performing. Never went out with friends. Like, never really did any of that. You know what I mean? So a lot of people thought I was like either full of myself or just like pretty aloof because of that. And it was like, no, I just like I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and I just wanted to perform.
So you didn't go to like the theater sleepovers?
No.
Okay. Did you go to Waffle House after like the first show?
Nope, never did any of that.
You never did that stuff? Never. Why? That was the best part.
Because it was like I was going to a performance the next morning. Like I'd be performing in like Joseph, the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and then I'd have to go like do a set the next morning at like some marathon for life or something like that, which I loved doing. I loved giving back to the community. And I would do like a set of like Justin Timberlake and Bruno Mars. I
feel like this was a really missed opportunity because usually like the singular straight guy in a cast is like highly sought after.
I guess.
Did you experience that?
Here's the thing. Like I didn't really start living life until I went to college.
So, and I'm still on this. Okay. So what roles did you have in high school?
So my favorite roles, Joseph and Joseph the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
And that was your high school's production?
That was.
Okay.
The last 5 years.
Okay, never heard of it.
A great show, by the way. Okay. It's about a failed relationship, but it's told through two perspectives. So it's told from the guy, Jamie, right? And it's told from the start of the relationship on his end to when he gets divorced.
In high school? You're talking about divorce in high school?
Yes. No, like I was playing an adult in high school.
Okay.
And then her story is from the breakup to when they first meet, and it intersects when they get married.
Oh wow!
It's a genius show. Fun fact about that. So like it was two people in the show, right?
Yeah,
we didn't like each other at the time, which is a shame. I got nothing but love for her now that we're like adults now, but at the time it was just like petty high school stuff.
Yeah,
that's why I'll never go back to high school. There was just a lot of petty high school stuff that I had to deal with.
Yeah, the drama was annoying. I wouldn't go back to high school now, but the theater was always fun because it wasn't drama and theater, I feel like. And then I was always in the ensemble. I was never a lead, and like ensemble was the vibe.
I feel like ensemble was like if I could do it again, like I would love to be in the ensemble.
Because like you didn't have to do that much. Like your rehearsals weren't as long. You could kind of just like hang out, and like there was no pressure. But I do feel like if I was like actually talented, it'd probably be harder.
That's nonsense. You are talented.
Okay, well, I love all of that. So, do you miss theater at all? Would you be in a musical again?
Maybe down the line.
I would love to be in a musical. I know I keep saying that. Like, please cast me.
I think, like, maybe down the line again. I think I'm just so in my bag with my own music right now and getting that established that that's taking precedence over anything else.
Okay.
I believe that in life, the best way to, I think, go about it, you're an ambitious person like me. Compartmentalization is so important to that. Like being like, all right, this is what I'm focusing on now. And a lot of people are going to get in your ear and tell you what you should be focusing on. It's like, no, I'll get to that.
Yeah.
If I want to.
Yeah.
We're in charge of the shit.
Yeah.
Nobody else is.
So let's talk about your actual music career now that I've dug into your high school experience enough.
Oh my God. Yeah. You gave me a full on therapy session here.
So how long you've been in New York for what, like 2 or 3 years now?
I think we're coming up on, so in June it's going to be 2 years. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
Does that make me like a veteran now? Like, am I like a New York veteran now?
It's funny that you say that because I feel like, lifelong New Yorkers are very protective over like transplants, which like I understand that I don't have the rights to like have certain opinions or declare certain things. And I've only been here for like a little over a year, but like I have a lot of opinions about New York. I have the 311 app and I regularly submit complaints, and I feel like that makes me a true New Yorker.
I feel like you would be the one to have the 311 app and submit complaints.
It's not Karen behavior. So people need to get
elaborate.
The Karenification of things has like taken away from the fact that like complaining about things to the appropriate shareholder is the way to get things taken care of. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, which is a quote that someone said.
That quote like aged you 30 years.
I know. I think.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Okay, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
I'm pretty sure in my head. Pretty sure my like geriatric boss said that at one point, and it's not that I'm like complaining about things, but okay. So the park that I live near, for example, like there's 4 quadrants of the park and like 4 little gates, and they close up the gates at 10 p.m. every night, which is fine. But sometimes they'll forget to open like 1 or 2 of the gates, and I'll get all the way to the edge and realize that the gate is locked. So I submit a complaint to 311, and then it gets fixed. And during the snow, like it's been snowing and icing so much, Maria Hernandez Park, which is the park that I live near, it doesn't get as much attention as other parks because like people in Bushwick, the neighborhood that I live in, are just a little more like relaxed, like they don't care about other things versus like people in Manhattan that pay a lot of money, like they're the squeaky wheels, so their parks are really maintained. So if there's massive patches of grass, like I'm going to submit a complaint to the 311 app.
You're literally a Manhattan girl that lives in Brooklyn then.
That does not make any sense. Explain that.
The way you be complaining. No, because people in Brooklyn, I feel like, are way more relaxed. You know what I mean?
Who does it benefit to be like chill about things? Like we live in a community, and I am a believer in being a part of a community. And I think that like in order to live somewhere like New York, you need to be contributing to here and like working to make it a better place. And if the 311 park rangers or whatever the fuck they're called, like if they get enough complaints, then Maria Hernandez is going to get the same attention that the other parks get.
I understand that logic now. I think so.
I would never like Karen
honestly,
out.
we need people like you. We do.
So yeah, back to like the New York thing. Like, I don't know. I just think that, okay. So one time I met this guy recently at a party a few weeks ago. We were in, at Ohio State because we were back for like the game, whatever. I met him a few weeks ago and he's like, oh, like I live in New York. And I was like, oh my God, me too. And we got to talking, whatever. And I try not to like place judgment on like, but people just in general, but I was judging the fuck out of him because he said the most idiotic things about New York that I'd ever heard in my life.
Give me one example.
At first, so I was like, okay, so like, where do you go out? He's like, yeah, like mostly West Village, like maybe East Village if I'm feeling crazy. And then he says, yeah, like my favorite bar is the Spaniard, which I've never even been to the Spaniard. And I know that that is like yuppie transplant. Like,
did you just hear the name of that place? The Spaniard.
Oh, and then
I feel like I have to say it like this. I go to the Spaniard.
That's where like the loser, like wannabe influencer, like TikTok, like y'all absolutely have to check out my Amazon storefront.
Thank you. Yes. Literally, my Amazon storefront is crazy.
I have never stepped foot in that bar. I have never even been in a situation where someone suggested that bar. And then he says, I was like, oh, where do you live? He's like, I live on the Upper East Side, but I'm thinking of moving to Williamsburg because it's cheaper.
I feel attacked because I do live on the Upper East Side, as you know. It wasn't
the Upper East Side thing. It was him saying, I think I'm going to move to Williamsburg because it's cheaper. And Williamsburg is not cheaper than Manhattan. It is the exact same prices.
I feel like in some parts of Williamsburg, it would be more expensive.
100%. Williamsburg is also big. Like, okay, so if you can live in like South Williamsburg by the Broadway Triangle if you want. But that's not what he's talking about. And then this is the last thing he said. He said, yeah, I call Williamsburg Willie B. I'm trying to get that to catch on. Isn't that hilarious?
It's not.
And I said, first of all,
no, like
I have heard the term Willie B from like 5 other obnoxious people. And second, and it's not funny at all. And you didn't just make it up.
You know what I just heard like in that question alone is, hey, I'm trying not to have any friends. Do you think this will work?
I was gobsmacked by I talked to this guy for 5 minutes.
What did you say? You were what smacked?
I was gobsmacked.
What does gobsmacked mean? You tell me.
It's like shocked. Like I was dumbfounded.
I'm gonna start saying that.
And then that was in that moment where I was like, okay, I've only been in New York for a year, but I think I have a pretty good head on my shoulders about living here.
I would say you do. You've now fleshed out your Karen identity to me, and I no longer identify you as a Karen.
Karening has, I don't know. I would never complain. I only complain to like the city apps because like that's what it's for. And I believe in a community and I want Maria Hernandez to be as well taken care of as some of the other parks.
I feel you. And the city ops should not be your ops.
Yeah. So everyone should download 311. And because if we all submit complaints, then like we can live in a better community.
We need her to get sponsored by 311.
Okay.
That's next.
I am sorry. I've talked about, okay. So when would you say you like first launched your solo career?
There have been so many false starts. Like, yeah. It's so funny. Like, especially people that have known me for years. I've tried a lot of different things. There have been a lot of outside circumstances. I would almost liken it to an athlete getting injured, if you will. Like, oh yeah, I finally feel like I'm going to be back on the court. I'm starting to get into flow, and then boom, like their knee might pop out or something crazy. That's what it's felt like for me, mentally at least. I was in a bit of a management deal about 2 years ago. You kind of know a little bit about that. I won't disclose a little bit, or I won't disclose too much about it. Excuse me. It just didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
And that really left me broken for a while. So broken, in fact, that I worked in finance for a little bit.
Ew, I hate that.
I know, it was so bad, but I pulled myself out of it. I have nothing but love for the things that I learned there and everything like that. There were definitely some really cool people that I did meet during that experience in my life. But I think now, finally, since early last year, things have been in a nice flow.
Yeah.
I've started to really see my numbers grow. I have a really good team around me. And actually this year, I'm going through a little bit of a musical metamorphosis, if you will. A musical metamorphosis. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
What's your metamorphosis?
All I'm going to say is City Girls Love Starboys.
City Girls Love Starboys.
That's all I'm going to say.
So is it, because what I know of you and your musical talents is you kind of emulate a Michael Bublé, Justin Timberlake, Andy Grammer trifecta. Is that okay to say?
I'm not mad at that. I always say whatever I make, and whoever people want to put me in a category as, I'm totally cool with that. Those are amazing artists, and I'm grateful to be.
I definitely see Michael Bublé a lot.
Thank you.
Michael Bublé's Sun, Justin Timberlake Moon, and an Andy Grammer Rising.
I'm dead with the astrology. It's so funny because we had, I think one of the greatest things I remember about We Are Family when we were on that show together was getting to meet Andy Grammer.
Yeah.
Andy had a profound effect on me as a musician when I was younger and starting out. Keep Your Head Up was one of the first pop songs I ever learned how to sing.
Oh, wow.
Breaking the theater mold, what I was so used to. So it was almost a full circle moment for who Nick was.
Yeah.
And that's to say as to what's coming and what's being changed.
Okay.
And what I'm kind of allowing myself to let go of.
Yeah, I love Andy Grammer, and so I liked his music, of course, and then I always remember this interview that I saw of him that really stuck with me a few years ago. He talked about, like, when you're grieving someone, you need to be on offense, and, like, while you're grieving someone, you're constantly afraid of, like, oh, I can't watch this thing because that's going to remind me of them, or, like, I don't want to go there because that's going to remind me of them. And if you take an offensive approach and then you are the one that's, like, confronting your grief. And he gave the example that he was at brunch one time and his mom had just died, and he saw these older ladies at brunch and they reminded him of his mom. And he was, like, looking at them the whole time, and then he finally just got the nerve to go up to them and, like, say that they reminded him of his mom, and then paid for their whole meal.
That's really beautiful. Like, that's something eventually that I would like to do down the line, is pay it forward. And Andy is amazing when it comes to paying it forward that way.
It was just, like, that interview always, like, stuck with me, and I'm grateful enough to not have had a lot of loss in my life. But I know that, like, when I do eventually experience that, like, I'm going to, I don't know, he just said, like, do things that remind you of them. Like, if they liked a certain food, like, go get that food and, like, talk about them instead of running from it.
That's something I learned a little later. So, fun fact about me, processing grief was something that was really tough for me. I grew up in an Italian-American family. We're, like, stone-faced, if that makes sense. Like, if something bad happens, we power through and we move on very quickly. I've actually learned it's really important to process whatever's going on. And I love the way that Andy processed that, turning it into offense. That's a really, really cool way. I know for me too. So my grandmother passed in 2016. And I'm getting real personal right now. I didn't have a chance to attend her funeral because I had to go sing over in Switzerland. And this was during the time when I was working with Phil, and me and his son, we had a band, right? So that weighed on me for years that I couldn't go. But I have some beautiful people in my life. I have a life coach as well.
Yeah.
So she actually encouraged me to do those type of things. So now I took up cooking as a vice because my grandmother was the best cook ever.
Yeah.
I used to call her my Nani. Nani Lucia. She was the best cook ever. So some of her recipes I try to preserve because I used to watch her in the kitchen so much. So I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy's a good soul, and musically, it's been amazing to see him revive his career too. Starting from Keep Your Head Up to now the style of music he's making now. I think he's embraced that positivity in his music, and I appreciate that.
So, when you're writing music, and I love what you said about how you grew up kind of like not always confronting emotions, but obviously you do have to confront emotions when you write your songs. Like, what's your process for writing songs, and how long does it take?
So, songwriting for me is therapy in a lot of ways. It's my way now of processing. It used to be, I used to just want to chase what was hot. My entire motivation for being an artist has changed significantly. Like, I used to care about, I want to be famous. Mm-hmm. That's it. And I think that that's really normal for a lot of people when they're younger. But as I got older, I realized there was just so much more to life. You know what I mean? So what happened then, Lily, was I started just writing from my personal experiences. Instead of writing almost like a fantasized life that I wanted for myself, I got really fucking personal. Yeah. Just sitting down and writing about my failed relationships, writing about things that I wouldn't do differently, or things that I would do differently. Sorry. Yes. And a whole new sound came out of me. Yeah. Especially moving into this next phase of what's coming next. It's so different. Yeah. And because it's like, I guess this is who I truly am. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are used to hearing music from me in which I thought that they wanted to hear. Yeah. Does that make sense? Totally. Like, I'll use some of my releases, not to plug my releases.
This is the place to plug.
But for example, Stolen. Mm-hmm. And I'm really grateful for what that song has done for my career. That song was written from a very authentic place. Yeah. I wrote that about a hypothetical, believe it or not, at the time. I was with somebody extremely special. Still, I wish them nothing but the best. But I wrote that song, ironically, about what if we split up, how that would feel. Yeah. But she didn't give me that chance. We ended up splitting up. But but that made it all the more worthwhile when I went in and actually recorded those vocals. Mm-hmm. The most vulnerable song I've ever put out is called The Mew Song. And that song was written about somebody very, very special to me that's still in my life. Definitely, it's more of a situationship than anything else. And I think the reason why that is actually my most successful song to this day is because I left it all out on the floor. Yeah. So I gravitate towards more of my own personal releases than I do anything that sounds radio ready, if that makes sense.
Vulnerability is everything. Like, even in my podcast, the episodes where I like talk about like actual real things always get the most views. Facts. And listens. Like this was like really bold of me. I can't believe I did this. But when I first put out Lit Hane, my podcast, like the first episode I ever did that I put out, I recorded a big segment about like doing dry January or like not drinking for a month and like talking about my relationship to alcohol. I kind of like can't. I was like, where is that energy now?
Do you know how many people though go through the same type of thought process?
And I got like, and granted, a lot of people listened because like it was my first one and whatever. But I had a lot of people reaching out about that, and then I about a year later recorded another episode about like body image issues and like body dysmorphia. And that one I got so much response on, and I don't know, but it's so hard to like talk about these things because it's so scary.
I feel like today, though, it's a lot easier to be more intimate with things like this. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, especially with artists and stuff like that, I feel like brands back in the 80s and the 90s were so cookie cutter, like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, check my CD out. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. And now it's like, no, this is who we are as people. Yeah. And I think that shines through, like, what you see most of the time now is what you're going to get, especially with how early on we are in our own careers. Yeah. We have that ability to be that vulnerable.
Yeah. It goes such a long way. That's what people want to hear. And I think that, like, one of my biggest strengths is my authenticity. That's what other people have told me.
That is facts.
And I am aware that I'm a very authentic person.
I think that's why we gravitated towards each other. We are family because you are so yourself.
Yeah. I mean, for better or for worse, I also like have a really hard time.
Only for better.
Hiding if I dislike someone. I should work on that, but
you and I both. I'm a Virgo, so all I do is just wear how I feel on my sleeve.
I wear everything on my face.
Yes. I've seen it.
I know. So one more thing that I want to ask. So with your process, so the music process, it's obviously very long. Like, you write a song and then you do the production of it. And then you've been doing music videos, which I love your music videos.
Thank you.
What is your favorite part of the process? What's the hardest?
So I feel like we live in, this is a great question, by the way. I feel like we live in a time of instant gratification where I've now learned, especially for my personality, I'm like, oh, I want this done. Like, and then when it's done, I'm like, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
Which is something I've definitely worked on and I've improved upon significantly. So for me, my favorite part of the process is the entire thing. So, I mean, I'll break it down for you right now. So it starts with, I'll have an idea. Sometimes I'll sit down with a producer. I always have a song title ready. I feel like a song title keeps me on topic and it allows me to tell a story more effectively. And from there, the idea gets fleshed out. And then I'll take it to the studio myself and I'll record my own vocals by myself. Then the song, obviously the production gets finished up from there. We send it to mixing. Then the song's mastered. All the while, the entire time, I just have my Pinterest board on lock. Like understanding, all right, this is what the music video is going to look like. Like, for example, there are also times where things happen on the fly. So my visual for my song, Eloise, that's another that was like a dark song for me. That was like, my boy and I, Daniel, shout out Daniel Romero. He is my creative director on the video side. So we worked together on that. We got kicked out of the Plaza Hotel because that's what we were trying to film.
Yeah.
Yes. So we got like maybe 2 or 3 shots in the Plaza. We were very grateful for that. And then we came up with a whole music video idea on the fly.
Yeah.
And it was just really beautiful to show each other everything that we have in front of us is what we need. And a lot of people, I feel like they're like, oh, damn, if I had a budget, damn, if I was signed to a record label, I could do this, I could do that. No, it's literally right in front of you. Yeah.
I would love to help with one of your music videos.
We're going to do that. We still have that.
Like, I would love to. I will do anything. I feel like and in New York is just such a playground, and especially like certain areas in Brooklyn and in Bushwick, like there's so much we could do.
So much we could do. I'm down with that. Very much so. You heard it here first.
Yes, I want to help so bad. Okay, so I want to talk about like We Are Family just a little bit before we wrap.
What is there to talk about?
So how did you get cast onto We Are Family? What was your process like for that?
I think we had similar, very last minute experiences with that so I was actually in the process of doing Idol at that time. So,
American?
Nope, New Zealand. No, it wasn't. No, I was American. So from there, some of the directors, they pivoted me over to We Are Family.
Okay.
And I was like, I have no idea what this is about, blah, blah, blah. I kind of got to Atlanta. This is a question I wanted to ask you. Would you do that over again?
I wouldn't do I'm open to doing another like TV show. I would just be a little more selective.
Got you.
Would you?
No.
Yeah. So did you want to be on American Idol? Were you disappointed that you didn't go on it?
I think through my experience, what I learned is some of those shows, like, I don't know, they're just a little tacky to me.
They are tacky. And I know there's been a million articles written on this, but the way that like American Idol and The Voice and X Factor, I mean, not since One Direction, like we haven't had a star come out of a singing competition show in years. Like 15 years, I feel like. Yes,
I feel like that's also with the times too, because with social media and everything that's available to us now, I feel like people can easily break the mold. I also think that artists have a shorter shelf life.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's all about, I think, finding that like niche audience for yourself.
Yeah.
And then building from there.
It's got to be really hard. I could not imagine being like an up and coming musician, and it just sounds really hard. And I guess it always has been hard because
it can be with mindset. You know what I mean? But for me, like, I have learned to just show up, do my best. And I've seen some beautiful things come my way because of that.
Yeah.
Instead of me being like, oh, I have to try to do my best. That like self-sabotages you a little bit.
Yeah. You don't want to sell out.
No.
And I feel like you have a lot of faith, and I have a lot of faith too, and just that like everything will work out, and it will work out because it has to.
It literally always does. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of time it's like, I'll use this metaphor real quick. Like, it's like a whirlpool that we create for ourselves, when in reality it's a puddle that's 2 to 3 feet deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could easily step out of that.
Yeah. I'm like, my headspace is really cloudy right now in terms of career stuff and like what I want to do and what my goals are. Cause I'm like, I don't even fucking know what I want. I don't have a North Star, but I'm like, you know what? I will find one, or it'll happen, or it'll work out. And then I think about, I'm like, okay, well, is doing my podcast weird? Like, what if no company like wants to hire a girl with a podcast? And I'm like, first of all, who the fuck do I think I am?
Also, it's 2025, my dear. Like, there's just the possibilities are limitless.
Yeah. Okay, so you wouldn't do American Idol, and then you wouldn't do another TV show, period.
Only if I'm like singing, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it would be something like that.
You would have to be singing. So when you,
but again, I'm sorry to cut you off. I will say I met some really, really special people on We Are Family.
I was gonna say, like, when you describe We Are Family to other people, like, how do you summarize your experience? Like, it was great. It was not great.
It was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting is perfect.
Yes.
I have absolutely no regrets. We Are Family, I met like the greatest people in the world. Like you.
God, and like, yo, God bless that we are still friends to this day, yo. Like, you, me, Taylor, Heidi, Duke.
Yeah.
Mike Evans. Mike Evans was popping, Mike.
We met like such amazing people, and I have friends all over the country now, which is so cool. And just like people to reach out to if I'm curious about. I mean, everyone has like works in like different fields and like knows different things. It's just a network, and also like filming. Like, I did have so much fun sometimes. Like, it was grueling and it was really long hours, but like being able to watch how a TV show is filmed, it was pretty cool.
That too, yes. Wait, what killed me too was just how many crazy moments were just left on the editing floor.
Yeah. It was just all around the most insane experience. It was 18. It's funny. I was talking to my friend last night about this, and she was telling me about her work trips, and she like goes out of town all the time. She's like, I cannot stay in a Marriott Courtyard for more than 4 days. And I was like, try 18.
Try like almost a whole month. Yeah. Like,
yeah, we spent 18 days.
We really turned that spot into like our spot. You know what I mean? It felt like a celebrity Big Brother moment.
It was 100% the closest thing I got to summer camp since I left summer camp when I was like 17. Like, I mean every word of that.
No, for real. Like, I wish they had us, like, interviewed about that, like, at the hotel. Like, that would be so funny.
The last night, were you around on the last night?
Yes. That was so fun. That was my first all-nighter ever.
Really?
That was yes, I was very responsible with my sleep schedule when I was a kid.
Yeah, so the last night, the last like few days of WAF of the game show, we had to film 2 episodes a day for 3 days in a row.
That is a complete blur to me that actually happened.
It was because each episode would take about 4 hours to film. And so we would do like 4 to 5 hours filming one episode, and then we'd go back into our like holding cell, which was this like massive warehouse.
No phones, just board games and a whole lot of time.
Like, and then and no fucking bathrooms too. It was those
like outhouses, low key.
Literally,
and we had to get chaperoned.
Like trailer outhouses.
Low key was like an episode of Severance.
It was so horrible. And the outhouses, they had stink bugs in them, remember? Like going to God bless, like Taylor and I would check in every morning and like force ourselves to poop in the morning in our hotel rooms because I was like, I cannot spend more than 2 seconds in there.
No, there was no way.
Like
I made sure I got my 2 cups of coffee in before I left.
And if like I hadn't like gone number 2 before I left for the hotel that day, like I was beside myself because I was like, I cannot go to the bathroom in there.
How about the downstairs where we had to just like order the fixed breakfast every time?
Oh my god. Yeah, there was like a cafe.
Shout out that Walmart down the street.
There was like a cafe at the hotel, and the first like few days I was there, I was like, oh my god, we get like free breakfast every day. I was dying.
No, they plot holed us. They plot holed us so hard that it was like a voucher, and then if you wanted extra, you had to like pay over or something.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. So the filming like took, and the last 3 days were just like totally grueling. So we would
straight blur.
We would get on the bus at 8 a.m. and then we wouldn't get back to the hotel until like midnight or 1 a.m. And there would be about like 4 hours of a break between each episode, and sometimes I like. The way that our feeding schedule, as if we're like cattle, was like really weird. So we would film an episode, and then we'd have lunch, and then nothing for 2 hours, and then we'd have dinner 2 hours after lunch. Do you remember that?
Oh, vividly.
And
yo, shout out to the Papa John's pizza available for
dude,
us
that was the
after,
best.
like, they were like, yo, that's a wrap on the day. Here's some Papa John's pizza.
And because there was like something weird with filming, so we would, and they were like, okay guys, like this is your dinner, so like we really recommend eating now. And we'd like just eaten lunch like 2 hours ago, but then if we got done filming after 11:30 at night, then we were allowed to get pizza, and then they'd have pizza for us.
So funny, so funny.
And so that was intense. And then the last night was like one of the best nights of my life.
It literally, like, I do remember that, as like sleep deprived as I was, just like saying goodbye to everybody, just knowing like what we had done was just nuts.
Yeah.
Like I literally like remember just thinking to myself, Nick, you will never have this experience again.
Yeah. And it was, so I was a summer camp kid. I went for 11 summers, and like the last night of camp was always electric. You always like pull all-nighters and like run around camp and just like, you know, say your goodbyes. And it literally felt like that. Just this, even though we were so tired and sleep deprived from 3 days of filming 6 episodes. And also there was so much alcohol because everyone just like because literally everyone was leaving like ass crack of dawn the following day.
Why were we all like functioning alcoholics that night?
And so everyone just like, you know, had to get rid of their alcohol, and we literally took over the entire Marriott Courtyard Hotel.
It was a potluck at that. It was just an alcohol potluck.
And we did. It was just so much fun. I stayed up until like 6:30 in the morning.
When was your flight? I remember, like, I
didn't fly home because I went to my parents that night.
Oh, that's so chill. See, I remember
Yeah.
for me, like, I think it was literally like 8 a.m. I had stayed up until, and then I had to leave at 9 a.m. for the airport. So it took like a 30-minute power nap. I don't know why I went to sleep. Felt like a zombie.
I felt so bad for everyone having to go to the airport.
It was nuts. But yeah, like I said, like that opportunity was something we'll never get again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really, really appreciative of the best that I made of it.
Yeah, 100%. It was the best thing. It came out of nowhere for me too.
Also, you and I like got hella screen time on that thing.
Yeah. It is like really funny. Like,
it was a meme in my friend group. They were like, "Yo, Nick, you going with your guy Tom Hanks?" And I'm like, "I guess I'm going with my guy Tom Hanks."
and just the way that like the people that I became close friends with, so like you, Taylor, Duke, the fact that, and you guys were probably like my best friends there, and the fact that like all of us like kind of got a lot of screen time was kind of crazy.
It was dope. It was dope. Yeah. No, I'm looking back on it, like talking about it with somebody too is like just it's helping me.
It's insane
feel better
to
about
talk
it too.
about, and I try not to bring it up because like it's just a lot to like, if I'm talking to someone new that I just met, I really try not to, and it's easy for me not to bring it up, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I could tell this one story, but like I don't want to have to be like when I was on a game show because people are like, huh?
It was on my Hinge profile for a little bit.
Really?
It was.
Did you get responses?
2 truths and a lie. Yes, I did. It was hilarious.
Yeah. And the amount of people, like this one situationship that I had in college, he's like obsessed with me, I guess. He like, I ran into him recently and he told me, he was like, yeah, I watched every episode. I'm like, okay, get in line.
Weird flex, but okay. Hey.
Like with like our other friend, and then our other friend was like, oh yeah, Lily was on a game show on Netflix, and the guy was like, no, it was on Hulu. And I'm like, okay. I feel like Beyonce.
Did it also? Yeah, you are. You're better than B.
So I know you're being a little mysterious right now. Do you have anything you want to promote right now, or is there anything you can tease?
I just like I said, City Girls Love Star Boys, and I appreciate everything Nick has done. But
Nick?
It is time. Yeah.
You?
Yeah, it's time to say goodbye to Nick.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of like Taylor can't come to the phone right now.
I guess.
Not to compare you to Taylor Swift again.
Oh, she's a vibe. She's a vibe. I love Taylor. Yeah, no, I'm just appreciative of everything Nick has done up to this point. Is what I'll say.
Well, very mysterious, Nick. Thank you so much for coming to Literally Heinous and sharing your experiences with us. And we can't wait to listen to your new music.
You're the best. I appreciate it.
Bye.